We're in the process of building a set of cabinets in the basement. I'm going to make the cabinets out of particle board, melamine coated, this nice white stuff. It's got a high density particle board on the inside and this nice melamine, a nice shiny melamine on the outside. I don't particularly like building stuff out of melamine, but it has one really nice advantage that I do like, and that is it's white. And in our basement, we're going to be able to brighten it up a little bit, make it a little easier to see in the kitchen. It'll be real nice for that reason. But still, there's some challenges when you try to make something out of particle board. Because when you drill into particle board on the edge like this, it's real easy to pop that stuff open. And so you can have some trouble with good sound structural cabinets if you don't take some additional steps to keep it that way. So one of the things that I'm going to do with this set of cabinets to make sure I get a good rigid box is I'm going to use the CMT dado blade. Now this is a precision dado blade from CMT. It's really a good one. It has 24 teeth, well 24 teeth on two blades. Each blade has 24 teeth. Those are the outside ones. And then it has 6 chippers and 10 chims. So it makes it possible to do a variety of these little dados like you see here. All the way from 1/4 of an inch to a little bit over 7/8 of an inch. So I got a pretty good blade to work with here, and in reality I only need a 1/2 inch, and that's what I'll be working with. So let's take a look at what I'm going to be able to do with the CMT dado blade. Before I get started though, I'm going to whine a little bit. I borrowed this blade from a friend. He got it from as a gift from a friend, and the guy that had this blade before him, I think he was using it to plow furrows with it because it was in rough shape. So my friend gave it to me to use, and I got it all cleaned up, and I'm going to start making dados, and we'll see just what they look like. Maybe I'll have to get a new one, I don't know. Here's another thing I had to do. I took some time to make a special insert for my table saw. This one's for the table saw blade, and so I made one out of wood to put into my table saw. It goes right in here like that, and that's a safety factor. I'm a little scared of these dado blades as it is. I'm scared of a regular saw blade, so I made that thing. So let's take a look at what you're all getting here. The 2 outside blades, these are carbide teeth, 24 of them, 24 teeth that are carbide, and they go on the outside, 1 each on the outside of the dado blade, and then you sandwich in to the in between these 2 blades whatever you need. So CMT provides 4 1/8 inch chippers. That's what these are. And then there's a 1/16 of an inch and there's a 32nd of an inch. So you can build whatever width you want. And then let's just say you want to go a little bit thicker. You can use one of the 8 shims that are provided. So there's a lot of stuff here in this kit, making it possible for you to do anywhere from 1/4 inch all the way up to 7/8 and a teeny little bit more than that. So a really good set. And I'm going to get ready right now. I'm going to stick the blades in there so I can make 1/2 inch dado. I'm also going to do a 3/4 inch. I want to hear if my saw can handle it, because I got sort of an underpowered saw. It's only 1.5 horse. Of course, on the outside they say it's 3 horse. Well, I know it ain't no 3 horse. Maybe at peak power, but nothing can stay at peak power forever. The average load on this is 1.5 horse. Can she handle the CMT dado blade? That's what we want to know. So let's get busy on this. Oh, by the way, one other thing I want to add is this is a really nice design that they have for the case. You put all your chippers on one side, and it's got a little screw adapter here, so you can screw them and keep them in place. And then on the other side, you put in your outside blade, the dado blades. Pretty nice little case that they have. And then Here is a little chart so you can select which chippers you need and outside blades that you need to accommodate whatever width of a dado you're fixing to make. Now it's time to take out the insert for the table saw blade and put in the dado blades. I want to say this about the dado blade. They have a negative hook angle. This is a pretty important feature of the dado blade, because if it was a positive hook angle, it would have the tendency to hit that piece of wood when you're pushing it in like a baseball bat and try to knock it back at you. So this prevents you from being injured by kickbacks with a dado blade. So, negative hook angle on there, and that was 1/8 of an inch. A chipper blade, another 1/8 of an inch, and there it is. And another 1/8 of an inch. Another chipper blade. Make sure the teeth are all tilted forward. And finally the outside blade. And just like that. Make sure the blades are not touching each other. And then the washer and the nut. The thing inside of here is the nut. I am not the nut. So we tighten the nut. Now it's nice and tight. None of the teeth are hitting each other. And we put in the zero clearance insert. And I got it all set up here for a 1/2 inch dado. In she goes. And then we slide this over. I want 5/8 of an inch right there. And here's my ruler. I measure for 5/8 of an inch. Now the scary part, I'm going to plug her in. I never ever have this plugged in when I'm putting in saw blades. It's too scary. So plug it in. And now I'm going to turn the saw on and let's see if we get a nice dado. And another thing we're going to do here is listen to the vibration of the blade. I want to hear if it's lugging down my 1.5 horsepower motor on my table saw. And then I'm going to run another one at 3/4 and see if this saw can handle it. So pay attention to the noise and then we'll look at the cut after I push her through. Here we go. Seems like the dado blade was plenty happy with that. I don't smell a lot of stuff burning or anything. And so how deep are we here? Well, I wanted 1/4 an inch, but I overbit on that. Now, how wide did I get it? Is this really a 1/2 an inch? So here we are. And we're going to measure to see if we got a 1/2 an inch. And it's right smack dab on the dot. Let's take our sample piece of wood. I really like this nice, clean cut. What do you think? Pretty good? Well, it's going to be on my kitchen cabinets downstairs, and I think I'm going to like it. Down in the slot. It's such a nice, it is really a nice fit. I didn't want it really tight because when I put the screw in, it's going to wedge this material into the dado, and that's exactly what I want. I want it to be easy to assemble at the back to the cabinet. So let's try a couple of things here to see how this dado blade reacts to a variety of woods. Our first test is rubber wood, the second test is maple, and the last test is oak. So here is the test. Well, it turns out that we have a nice cut on all three. The oak cut real clean. The maple, that's pretty nice too. And what about the rubber wood? I don't know much about rubber wood, but it's a nice cut. So what do you think? How did the test of the CMT Dado blade turn out in your estimation? Well, I figured it was pretty good. What I'm really tickled about is how nice this looks. This is so clean. It is really a nice clean cut. And on every one of these, they're all real clean. So no chipping out. Nice Dado blade. Let me just tell you what the part number of this is. I got it right here. So let me tell you. It's a CMT 230.524.08 precision Dado blade. A really nice blade. You should give it a try. Well, actually, you should just buy it and keep it forever.